Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Let me see who was here first. Mary H., thank you so much for being here first. There are no prizes, I could assure you, but I am quite appreciative. Okay. Hmm. Does that work? Aha, there we go. Perfect. Elaine Parker, thank you so much for being here. Also, um, let's see who else is here. Beverly McCaskill, Brenda Gray, Olive Perry, Lydia Washington, Novi D. Hey, thank you so much for being here. Lorna Murray, Shirley Holland, Jules Ryder. Okay. Elaine Parker, thank you so much for the super sticker. All right. So, getting a little jealous, aren't we? We know what the jealousy is about. It is about the everything, including how hot Harry looks with a beard. Right? But we'll get to that. But yeah, first of all, tomorrow I suspect our dynamic duo, the world's most popular royal couple, will be in Colombia. Um, let's see. And I think I'm going to miss the arrival because, well, maybe not, but I have an early start tomorrow. Gosh, I'm not looking forward to it. Can't tell you what it's about, but uh, I mean, I can, but I don't want to bore you with the details. Connie Balmer! Connie Balmer, thank you so much for being here. I mean, but it's not court. It's not a court date. Uh, not this time. I'm not going to court. I hate appointments and obligations. Gosh, I hate that. But I cannot avoid this one. Let's see here. Shirley Holland, thank you. Oh, by the way, one of the squaddies sent me an envelope with a lovely card in it. Thank you so much. It came all the way from California. I can't say who it was from, but it came all the way from California and had a matter of fact. Can I read the note that's included? If I don't read the name, I think I can. This was so kind and thoughtful. Let me see here. Hi, Baron. Just want you to let you know I am glad to see you're supporting Princess Meghan and Prince Harry in the way you do. You remind me of some of my cousins. Nice. In other words, we're like family. Anyway, so please keep doing Royal Sussex. I'm also glad to be a $4.99 paying member of Royal Sussex. All the best, Baron. Someone from, oh, and it says here, buy yourself a coffee. Oh, thank you so much. That was so kind of you. Very kind and very thoughtful. And what a beautiful card. Just the note, it says. Just the note with that lovely letter included. So thank you. I am very touched. Okay. And I'm going to leave this card sitting right here on my desk to remind me of this beautiful letter. Okay. Uh oh, let's see. Let's see, Baron, did you? Oh, You know what? Wait a minute. What's that? Did you get caught up with the hot? Oh, Vera's hot wings. Yes, Vera's hot wings. Um. Oh no, what? I totally forgot about that. I totally forgot about that. Um. Yeah, I think I need the actual link to their YouTube. Was that included? If it is, it makes it so much easier. Otherwise, I will find myself. It'll be very difficult for me to find it. But let me see if that was included. Uh yeah. If I could have the link, it would be easier if I have the link, so I can go directly to the channel. That's the best way to do it because some of the most unique names, you'll find that there are dozens of people, and I wouldn't know which one is which. So I just want to make sure that I'm working on the right person. So if I, oh, you'll send it later. Thank you so much. All right, let's get on with it. Yep, that's why I didn't do it. I didn't have the direct link. Okay. All right, so let's get on with it, right? So, Pedro, it says here, confidentialis, Pedro molesto con medio británico por decir que el príncipe Harry y Meghan Markle al visitar Colombia iban al un país peligroso. Did you hear me? Peligroso. Or, as it translates, confidential. Pedro upset with the British media for saying that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle were going to a dangerous country when visiting Colombia. That's right. They done got on the wrong side of El Presidente, and he ain't having it. Okay? Porque? He is not having it. So, parquet, butter. Parquet, butter. Listen, parquet, butter. Oh, what does that say? Yes, Baron. Uh, maybe what is that? May bien pronunciado. Well, I mean, I know it's flawless, isn't it? It is flawless. One thing about my Spanish, sometimes I have brought people together, and sometimes it has been the cause of race wars. But either way, but you know what? Someone was saying today that they're hoping that Megan speaks Spanish while she's on this not so royal tour, this uniquely Sussex tour. Hello, Ivy here. Let me see. Been to bed yet? I worked through the night. Oh, thank you so much for hanging out with us. And listen, if anything can help you sleep, it is Royal Sussex. It is something about the melodic sounds of my voice and some of the lengthy, breathy jargon that just causes people to nod right off. Yeah. The lackluster banter of a Royal Sussex. The constant droning sound of my humor is enough to put anyone to sleep. So you are in the right place, ma'am. You will be out of it in no time. Sometimes I nod off. Okay. All right. So let us go. Oh, all right. So the president, Gustavo Petro, did not like at all the article published by the British media Daily Mail, which criticized the visit that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are going to make to Colombia in the next few days, pointing out that they were going to one of the most dangerous countries in the world. In that sense, the Colombian president, through his personal account on X, formerly known as Twitter, responded defending the country, making a reference to the climate crisis. The dangerous countries are those that emit CO2, and non dangerous countries are those that absorb CO2, Pedro posted. And I believe he's speaking in reference to the vast rainforests that you'll find in South America. Not all of the vast rainforests that provide fresh air for us to breathe is located in Brazil, although that is the majority of it in South America. But there's also huge areas of dense forest in other nations in South America. So he is making an excellent point. Yeah, so take that. Thank you, Big Mama. You're very kind to say that. Thank you so much. So one of Prince Harry of England and his wife Meghan arrived. Anyway, this is translated. So well, so is the other one. So it may be a little weird grammar, but let's see how it goes. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Harry of England, and his wife Meghan arrive in the country on Thursday in a 4-day agenda. Um, they will visit the cities of Bogota, Cali, and Cartagena. The Dukes will be accompanied. Oh, I like the way it says that. That's the translation. The Dukes, not the Duke and Duchess, but the Dukes will be accompanied on their visit by the Vice President, Francia Marquez. For now, a private meeting is planned with the president, Gustavo Petro. The objective of the meeting is to visit several social projects related to the protection of children in Colombia. The trip takes place amid security questions by several English media that have classified Colombia as one of the most dangerous countries in the world. Despite such comments, the Dukes are welcomed and will have a great time in the country of beauty. Don't you like the way this translates? I love that. The Dukes, the country of beauty. Um, you know, it's interesting. As a matter of fact, it's very pompous and arrogant that while cities around the UK were burning, not the UK, England and Northern Ireland, while there were areas that were burning, they had the caucasity to actually speak of other places being violent. While people of color were being hunted down in the streets, they were writing articles. They were simultaneously writing articles, and it was breathtaking the lack of self awareness that they were managed to suppress while writing all of these articles about how terrible Colombia is. It takes a lot of nerves to do that. It really does. It takes a lot of nerves. Seems like they would have held off, or better yet, don't even write it. Don't even write it. You know, I was, okay, I have to be very careful how I word this because I don't want to have troubles with the algorithm or whatever. But I was looking at one of the people participating in the Olympics, someone who they said should not be there because of a crime that he committed when he was 19 years old, that involved someone much younger. And I think you all know who I'm talking about, right? He's from the Netherlands. And the age difference is breathtaking. However, I kept thinking about that video of this morning host, Schofield, in the restaurant with someone who was, I declare, not much older, if you know what I mean. And the tabloid media did everything they could to declare his either innocence or naivete, or they said that the timetable did not make sense and that nothing went wrong. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? They went out of their way to give him the benefit of the doubt. And yet, and yet, they spent all of that time going after this person whose country believes that he's paid his debt to society. And they want to protect him. So they have protected one of the princes of the realm. They have protected several public figures, including Schofield. But when that country chooses to protect one of their own, which media do you think spearheaded this campaign against that person? Whose media? The media that protects people like that in their country, they are the main ones going after someone from another country. How about if they just treat everybody with the same vitriol and hostility? Why don't they treat everyone with the same skepticism about their innocence? Why don't they just do that? So, yeah, I kept looking at that and I'm just like, what about all of those people over there? That their media, and the reason why I thought about that is because the athlete declared that it was the British media that was making a bad situation worse. And whether or not you believe they deserve that is not my point with this situation. What bothers me is that the media will reform, rehabilitate, and declare someone's innocence, or they'll even declare that they been punished enough. They will declare that for one of their own. They'll circle the wagons, as they say. But that young man, his country, his media, they decided, okay, enough is enough. You've done the work, you've done the counseling and everything, just like the one that's just gotten in trouble recently. So they're ready to move on. But the British media is not. So they decide who should and who should not be driven to the brink of what Meghan was talking about the other day. Isn't that ironic? Isn't that outrageous? I mean, I was literally just dumbfounded. I'm just like, why? There was obvious a case to be made several times over. You even had one of the people in the media admit that they knew that there was wrongdoing, and that person did not feel empowered or able to say anything. So they just kept their mouth shut. Know who I'm talking about? They just kept their mouth shut. They knew of it. but they didn't feel as though they could say anything. So I get the idea that they say, oh, well, that person shouldn't be there. They haven't paid a big enough price. But I guarantee you that the one from this morning, eventually they're going to be back on telly. They are going to get back on television um, when they feel that person deserves to be there. I guarantee you they're going to be back on TV. It's interesting. I was just like, at the time, well, every time they circle the wagons, every time they protect one of those people, it makes me so frustrated that their friends and colleagues in their in the media decide who should and who should not be punished. Wow. Wow. But if another country chooses to do that for one of their own, they won't give it a day's rest. So anyway, um, if you know, you know, it's a very touchy subject, and I just don't want the headache that comes with it. So I have to use euphemisms and speak in riddles. I do apologize. So, Hoghead Pierce Morgan, he decides that Harry and Meghan aren't real royals these days. They don't do any actual duties for the institution which conferred their titles on them. Uh, doesn't hold back in his latest. You know what? You know who else has titles that are conferred by an institution and are not doing the work? These two. They also have titles from that institution, and they ain't doing jack either. They ain't doing nothing. They both got what they want. William has declared that he is only going to do high impact things. The most impactful things will bring him into the public eye, and he ain't doing nothing more. Kate has decided if I work twice a year, then that's probably one time too many because I really only wanted to go to the Wimbledon. So don't look for me. I've just had the fright of my life. And even though there are tens of thousands of people in the United Kingdom who have worse circumstances with less money and do not have a staff of 62, do not expect me to do anything that I choose not to do. Right. So while they're trying to throw a light upon the Sussexes and declaring them non royals, non consequential, irrelevant, they need only look to Adelaide Cottage or Windsor Castle or Anmer Hall or Kensington Palace or whatever little hobble they have up there in Scotland. All they got to do is look there. You could even go to Kate's mama's house. You might find her there. So they say. Whatever the case may be, you could go and turn over a rock and you might find them doing absolutely nothing. So if you want to talk about people with titles conferred that are doing very little, look at the Welleses because they do what they want to do, nothing more and nothing less. They have finally gone back to 2015. They really have. They have just turned the clock back to 2015. Yep. And thanks to Muriel, we know this to be true because there was an article in 2015, especially for Kate, that said that Kate has, you know, alarmed people by her lack of work. and that she is not likely to do anything that she doesn't want to do. I think at some point they're going to get tired of me pointing this out. I don't know. I doubt if they're even listening, but if they are, um, take notes because I'm going to keep saying it. She works when she feels like it, and not one thing too many. That's it. Let me see. I'm trying to find that article. Wait, I think it was from the 11th. I think it was the 11th. Let me see if I can find it. I love that. I love that. It validates everything that I've been saying for weeks. Yes, it is the 11th. Let me find it. Let me find it. Oh, I'm on a roll tonight. And I'm feeling extra shady. Let me see here. I've been saying it for weeks. And Muriel found it right there. Why is Kate becoming the invisible princess as she increasingly shrinks from the limelight? The question worried courtiers are whispering, will the Duchess refuse to be the new Diana? Uh, I would say that's an affirmative. Oh, let me see. Thank you for the PayPal. Let me see. Um, okay. Oh, wait, that's wrong. Let me see if I can open that up. Okay, so KH says, oh my goodness, I cannot, oh, there it is. Okay. Oh, thank you for the applause. It says here, Meghan for perfection, the mute challenge on British tabloid Troids. You know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, thank you so much for that. And thank you for being here. Okay. So again, Muriel, extraordinary talent for finding some of these old headlines that I don't know how she does it, but it's incredible. She can find these headlines. All right. So, uh, you know, the Daily Mail is very clever for this. Notice how they will have the ugly headline, right, next to pictures of the royals. Like you may remember there was a headline that says, um, where did they hide the bodies or something like that? And it was a picture of Kate. And that was to like grab your attention because remember, everyone thought something nefarious and heinous had happened to Kate, right? So it said something about where are the bodies or something. So here you can see they got this next to the Sussexes. Shady as well, shady AF, right? But you know what they're trying to do. But then when you look in the small print there, you can see it says, now Harry's new chief of staff leaves job after just 3 months. Now, yesterday, I didn't bring this up because I would rather wait. I'd rather wait, and for good reason, because there was a response today. And because it was through the People magazine, I feel like it probably was a response through the proper channels. Okay. So I'm not always in such a hurry to be the first. I don't have to be the first. That's not so important. I'd rather be accurate, right? First is not so important to me. So if you guys see something like that, try to avoid. I know sometimes you just really want to talk about it, but try to avoid putting that in the comments because we certainly don't want to do work for the tabloids. We don't want to do their work. Sometimes it's unavoidable, but let's try to refrain from that if we can. So, the response: Prince Harry's chief of staff departs after 3 months following mutual agreement. Mutual agreement. That is the term that was missing from all of the rest of the stories that was out there yesterday, right? Mutual agreement. So, as you can see the time, 10:27 Eastern time, someone got the word out just before the end of the day yesterday, which is why I didn't see it, because if it's 10:27 there, it was 11:27 my time. And what was I doing? I was talking. I was here. So I couldn't have seen it. But that's when it was published, was late last night. Given the time, given the source, I'm going to say that this likely came from the mountain. Okay? I'll just say the mountain. So Josh Kettler began working for the Duke of Sussex in early May, a week before his trip to Nigeria. And that was a very successful trip. But a trial basis is a trial basis. And no matter how successful the trip, it could have meant that the Sussexes, or in particular Harry, didn't think this person was a good fit, or it could have been that that person felt as though the Sussexes wasn't a good fit. Let's just be fair. Or it could have been someone made a better offer. But whatever the case may be, we all know that anyone that is close to the Sussexes, there is a lot of pressure on those people, and it's not for everybody. And the pressure, we all know where that comes from. It comes from a very hostile and very aggravatingly nosy tabloid media, among other things. But that's usually where it comes from. But we don't know. We don't know why that person is no longer with them. But as we see here, it says mutual. So let's just assume that both sides decided, okay, not a good fit. And that's it. Now, I saw this guy, but I didn't see him at the same time. He was sitting next to Harry, um, when Harry went to go and visit that governor, I think it was. But yeah, so of course, what could I say? I'm a squatty. I usually only have eyes for Harry and Meghan, but there he is right there. He could have been invisible. I remember seeing him, but I couldn't pick him out of a crowd if my life depended upon it, because I just really didn't care. But it says here Prince Harry and his new chief of staff have parted ways. The Duke of Sussex chief of staff, Josh Kettler, has left his position 3 months, after 3 months, that is, according to People magazine, hired on a trial basis. A trial basis, air quote, hired on a trial basis. The decision to part ways was mutual, with both sides agreeing it wasn't the right fit. Kettler, who started in his role just 3 weeks before Harry and Meghan official visit to Nigeria in May, also accompanied the Duke of Sussex on a trip to London to mark the 10th anniversary of the Invictus Games. Based in Santa Barbara, California, Kettler was previously chief of staff and head of strategic partnerships at communication platform Cognition. Cognition. Yeah, mm, cognition. The news comes less than 2 weeks after Francia Marquez of Colombia, vice president and the first black woman to hold the position, announced that Prince Harry and Meghan will visit Colombia in the future. Dates for the trips have not been released yet. So last night, according to People magazine, the dates have not been released yet. However, we are led to believe that it starts tomorrow. Let me see. Uh, okay, so it just continues with things about Harry and Meghan's trip. So that's it for Kettler. Um, Good riddance, and we wish him well. Baron, maybe the new chief didn't like the way Harry was doing things and stepped on Harry's toes and got checked. Okay. Okay. Um, yeah, that could very well have been the thing. Let me see. Annie Bennett, thank you so much for 25 months membership. Morning, Baron and beloved family. Thanks, Baron, for your continued hard work. Well, thank you so much for your continued membership and thank you so much for being here. Greatly appreciate it. 25 months. Wowee. Wowee. That is a lot. Toes checked. CL says toes checked. Okay. Oh yeah, that's what I was just reading to you. Now, take a look here. Princess of Wales' new private secretary rejects job, opting to stay with Jamie Oliver. Huh. It looks like she decided to leave. In this case, that the tabloids are making such a big fuss out of, it was agreed that it was mutual. But in Kitty's case, this woman took a measure of the situation and was like, nope, nope. Kensington Palace aides have gone back to the drawing board in their search for a suitable candidate. Uh huh. Alison Cornfield is said to be uncomfortable with the publicity, so decided to stay with Jamie Oliver, who she has worked with for 8 years. Now, if you notice, these articles, the headline has changed, hasn't it? Wait, yeah, the headline has changed. On the left, 2:53 p.m., 3:45 p.m. What do you bet that there was a phone call from Kensington Palace? Victoria, what are you doing? Well, all I said is Kensington Palace aides have gone back to the drawing board, uh, to the drawing board in their search for a suitable candidate. Yeah, but not so much. So then she had to rewrite it. Alison Cornfield is said to be uncomfortable um, with the publicity, so decided to stay with Jamie Oliver, who she has worked with for 8 years. I don't find either one of those helpful to Kate. I don't find either one of those helpful to Kate. You could either read the lines as they're written on the left, or you could read between the lines on the right. But it's what's at top that is still kind of worrisome. Princess of Wales' new private secretary rejects job to stay under the radar. Princess of Wales' new private secretary rejects job, opting to stay with Jamie Oliver. I don't know how either one of these are supposed to be helpful. They both say a lot. They both say she looked around and she noticed the chaos that is Kensington Palace, and she noticed how lazy Kate is, how unaware she is, and decided she'd have none of it. So let me see. Oh yeah. Yeah, I wasn't done yet. I have to pull these receipts out every so often. Princess of Wales hires Jamie Oliver's straight talking ex campaign manager to shake things up. So that's how it started. That's how it started. And of course, this is how it ended. That's how it started. Okay, Princess has appointed branding and marketing expert Allison Cornfield to be her new private secretary in a highly significant gear change from what has gone before. Rather than looking for a government department for staff, the princess has gone for a woman who started life as a Virgin Atlantic flight attendant. Does she have mommy issues? Does she have mommy issues? You know why I'm asking that question, don't you? Does Kate have mommy issues? Because the reason why I'm asking is because wasn't her mama a flight attendant? Mama, can you hear me? Mama, can you hear me? It's like the palace version of Yentl. Um, even though, well, let me see. They they didn't want a boy. They always wanted a flight attendant. Mama, can you hear me? Mama, can you hear me? Yes, it sounds like mommy issues. That's why she wanted to hire a flight attendant. But you know what? All the seat backs and tray tables in the upright lock position is not going to help Kitty become a proper princess anytime soon. So that is why Cornfield, she got out of there on the first thing smoking. She looked around. She's like, nope, nope, nope. And this is what happened when you go into work too early. Nope. Not today, Satan. Not today, Kitty. Um, so anyway, Virgin Atlantic flight attendant and is a cut from a different cloth. Why did I think it was going to say the same cloth as her mother? Cut from a different cloth than traditional courtiers, according to those who know her. The sharp elbow Cornfield. Why do I keep saying corn? It's Cornfield. Will be the princess's new right hand woman, and her brief when she starts a job later this year will be to take brand Kate. I'm sorry, I can't help but laugh. Take brand Kate to the next level. As if take brand Kate to the next level. It don't go no higher. It don't go any higher. As the songs say, out of the frying pan and into the fire. You tried cutting the sandbags, but the balloon wouldn't go any higher. You can go up to the mountains or down to the sea. You should always say thank you or at least say please. Conjunction, junction, what's your function? Well, they tried to cut the sandbags, but the balloon wouldn't go any higher. Out of the frying pan and into the fire. So, Princess of Wales' new private secretary rejects job to stay under the radar. So that's what's added here is the little thing underneath that says, straight talking PR guru, the Princess of Wales' new private secretary has opted to stay with Jamie Oliver under the radar, takes the role, and the Telegraph can reveal Alison Corfield, 51, is understood to have been uncomfortable with the prospect of having such a high profile position and decided instead to remain under the radar. The mother of three, a branding and marketing expert, has worked with Jamie Oliver for 8 years. A source says she loves the work and is the integral member of the campaigning team. She decided she just wanted to keep her head down and get on with the job she knows so well in the background. She didn't want the publicity that comes with working at that level for such a well known institution. Well, I tell you what, thing is, Kate's in the wrong institution. She should be in an institution, but she's in the wrong institution. You get what I'm saying? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? That's because Kate is in the wrong institution. I have no doubt that she and William both ought to be institutionalized, but they're in the wrong institution. Okay? Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I had went to the other page there, but I didn't share it with you. This is what I was just referencing. Sorry about that. All right. So, just to make sure that I don't miss anything, let's just let me see. What does that say? That's from March of 2023. Princess Pushy, Kate's new private secretary, rejects job to stay away from bullying. Allison Corfield is said to be uncomfortable with the royal household and its bullying environment from the Welleses. uh, right? The bullying environment from the Welleses. So I get the feeling that someone took a little license with the article and inserted their own words in there. um, that is what happened there. Is that was a reimagined article, as you could imagine. So, but fun. But y'all know that Victoria Ward wouldn't have wrote something like that. She'd come up missing if she did. Let me see. Kate Middleton hires ball breaking aide to shake up. They really celebrated that woman. They were trying to make it sound like she was General George S. Patton, right? She was supposed to come in there like Sir Winston Churchill and really shake things up. But you know what huge obstacle stood in her way? She got there and discovered that this is what she'd be working direct. She probably didn't realize she was going to be working directly with Kate, right? And so she didn't know she was going to have to be working directly with Kate Middleton. That's what put the whammy on it right there. When you get to work and you find out you won't be in some little obscure office somewhere, no. They expect you to be out in front trying to explain everything about somebody who knows absolutely nothing about the family, the position. Yes, even though she's been around the family for 20 years, married into the family for 10 years, and still clueless. Still clueless. Now, of course, we did reach out to Kensington Palace for comment. Out of a sense of fair play, we did reach out to the palace for comment. Kensington Palace?
Well, obviously, it'd be. I would love to have met her, and she's obviously she's an inspirational woman to look up to. Obviously, to this day, and going forward and things. It is. It's a wonderful family. The members who I've met have achieved a lot, and very inspirational. So yeah, I do.
Woo! You sure do, girl. You do, you did, and she's gone. She's gone. Do you hear me? Allison hopped on the first thing smoking and got out of there with her sanity intact. You can't be Kate's secretary if William is paying the bills. Here, here. Here, here. And of course, let us not forget this young woman who they were trying to work into the ground, Sadie Rice. Sadie was already doing enough work. And I mean, come on, look at that 35,000 pound position. And she couldn't get out of there fast enough because they were trying to overwork her. Bring on another staff person. She didn't want to have nothing to do with it. I mean, because look at this. She was already working in one household. They wanted her to go and work in another household. And she was like, nope. You already got me in Animal Hall. Now you want to take me over to Kensington Palace? I don't think so. I mean, look at there. How many homes do you need? I couldn't believe that Richard Kay wrote this article. How many more homes can the slim down royals justify at a time of exploding cost of living crisis affecting working families up and down the country? Having three royal residents looks clumsily insensitive, writes Richard Kay. Well, that explains why he's no longer at that paper. I'm a fan of Will and Kate, and it's good. They will be living in a modest Adelaide Cottage. You know, this is when they was talking all that stuff about Adelaide Cottage being so modest and so small that they won't even have help living with them. No, the help is going to live in the outbuilding behind the house. They have quarters for other people behind the house. And the Holiday Cottage on Balmoral Estate. I mean, Richard was really outing them, reminding people that they have that holiday cottage. There's no photo of it. I've never seen one, but they just used a picture of Balmoral Castle, but it is somewhere on the vast grounds of Balmoral. So, yeah. And I guess they were going to try to take Sadie up there too. Now, still ain't figured out what's wrong with her mouth, but that ain't what I'm talking about. Bearded William is trying to be the David Beckham of the royal family, and it just won't do, says Ann Wilson. Y'all, David Beckham. Now, even though I'm about tired of that little weasel, David Beckham, um, I'm offended for him. I'm offended. I'm offended on David Beckham's behalf. Anytime they try to pass off um, Willie of Wales as the next David Beckham, that is really reaching. That is really reaching. That would be like me saying Kate Middleton is the new, I don't know, give me somebody. Um, Megan Fox. Um, who else? Kate Jackson, Charlie's Angels. Yes, and I do know how old she is, but still, I think they could be sisters. But yeah, anyway, that's all I'm saying is, well, so Bearded William is trying to be the David Beckham of the royal family, and it just won't do. He trying. You can't say he ain't trying. And see, I think what they're doing here is they're testing for reaction. What's really sad is that the tabloid the bootlicking tabloid media is trying to once again sell William as sexy. Remember how they were saying that fans were breathless, were left breathless at the uh, photo of Kate and William. In case you wondered whether the Prince of Wales had been usefully occupied during his summer holiday, look no further. He's been nurturing a designer beard. Prince William and Princess Catherine emerged from their Norfolk abode at the weekend to release a video congratulating Team GB on their Olympic achievement. You know, I was about to say Olympic achievements, and they did it very nicely. But what on earth is this? He has bearded, he was bearded, or as he would probably want to say, rocking a beard. Why has he grown this regrettable bristle? Perhaps it is his way of telling us definitely that he is off duty with his family on holiday, having time away and demonstrably relaxing. Some have suggested it might be a poke at his estranged brother, Prince Harry. Don't poke the bear and you won't get hurt. You should never poke the bear because poking the bear can get you hurt. So they say. Anyway, in much larger print, it says, oh, wait a minute. That's the same thing that's over there. You mean to tell me I was squinting and turning my head sideways and all of that is. I didn't realize that was the same thing. I literally was sitting up here squinting and almost had my nose on the screen. I had no idea that all that little print was in the big print. I don't know how I missed that. See what happened when you in a rush. Sorry about that, y'all. Anyway, let me go to the next thing. It says here in his memoir Spare, Harry tells how the subject of the beards came between them. Apparently, Prince William had wanted to have a beard when he married Kate Middleton, and the Queen put her foot down, insisting he went through the ceremony clean shaven. When Harry got married to Meghan Markle, however, he was sprouting an unsightly ginger beard, and so he claimed the Queen had given his facial fungus. Who wrote this? Ann Wilson. Facial fungus her blessing. This was reportedly one of the touch papers which ignited a row between the two princes. Oh, wait a minute. You can't see that, can you? Look at this. Look at that. That's what she wrote. Is it she or he? I don't know. Whether or not this particular story is true, whether or not William is flaunting his whiskers to spite his brother, uh, we must hope that he gets shaved pronto. So I'm assuming this person does not like facial hair. William has, of course, grown a beard before during a 10-day training exercise with the Royal Navy Special Boat Service in Barbados in 2008. King Charles II has sported some brush as Prince of Wales in 1976. This was when he had been given command of his own ship, the Mine Hunter, HMS Bronington, after finishing a lieutenant's course at the Royal Naval College in Greenwich. So, all right, this is just more history. Queen Victoria liked beards, but in the decade. So this person is very anti-beard, as you can tell. And whatever they say, Harry looks darn good with his beard. Now, YM Droid says perhaps it's his way of letting us know how seriously he takes sleeping rough. They need to get their AI people on that struggle beard. Um, one more, Bill. Well, one more. You know, if I hear one more person say AI, wait, where is it? Nope, it's not there. I was trying to find a bigger image, but yeah, they have declared that that photo is clearly AI. Oh, okay. So let's cut to the chase here. Thank you very much, YM Joy. At the bottom, it says, and what makes me shudder about Prince William's effort, he's trying to be the David Beckham of the royal family, and it won't do. Please, sir, shave it off. Um, we do not complain about David Beckham sporting such an unappealing facial adornment, since a metrosexual is what he put poignantly and deliberately is, but we do not want Prince of Wales to be such a figure. Oh, what does that say above? Okay. Well, okay. Um, I think this woman is very anti beard, but Harry's beard is very well done. It grows in very well. It has good color. Whereas William's beard looks very ratty. William's beard looks extremely ratty. Let me see. I'm trying to find. Oh, let me find a good photo of him from yesterday so y'all can see just exactly how ratty his beard looks. There we go. I mean, look at that. It's a mess. It's a mess. It does not compliment him at all. It just doesn't. And I mean, we've seen Harry let his beard grow a little wild. It still looks good, but this just does not suit him. I don't know why. I think because between him and Kate, let's face it, they keep doing stuff with their mouths, right? Oh, you think, oh, it's A.N. Wilson, not Ann, but A.N. Wilson. Oh, that's even more disturbing, isn't it? That is a dude, huh? Okay. Right, baby sis. Harry's cute. Harry's cute. Harry has major swag. But see, it's not so much just to grow a beard, but you know it's just something weird about look at
All of
there.
us watching at home, congratulations to Team GB.
Well done on all you've achieved. You've been an inspiration to us all.
From all of us watching at home, congratulations to Team GB.
Well done on all you've achieved. You've been an inspiration to us all.
From all of us watching at home, congratulations to Team GB.
Well done on all you've achieved. You've been an inspiration to us all.
From all of us watching at home, congratulations to Team GB. Well done on all you've achieved. You've been an inspiration to us all.
You see there, it only draws attention to how weird his mouth looks. As a matter of fact, both of them just got some very weird little facial ticks. They got those weird facial ticks. It's very strange. But they do. They have that very weird facial tick. So I don't think the beard is going to work for him. That's all. And then, okay, so Prince William earned six figures sum for a secret car showroom despite green pledges. And by the way, thank you to the squatty who sent this to me. Critics accuse Prince of Wales of hypocrisy for making money from an industry that doesn't fit in with the green image projected by the royal family. Um, and it really doesn't. Instead of discouraging people from, you know, burning so many fossil fuels, whether it's from high performance automobiles and such, or their private jet use or helicopter use, they say nothing about that. They talk about other things, like William saying that some of those billionaires shouldn't spend money in space. They should spend the money here on Earth, right? He's always got an opinion about what other people are doing. But if you notice, within a couple of years, the royal family uses more fuel than like the next 100 or so people combined. I forget what the number is, but they burn through a lot of fossil fuel. They emit lots of the carbon emissions. That's the word I'm looking for. Leg says doing too much with oh, the Vaseline soap opera look. Their videos and pics, they can't hide all the wrinkles, lack of hair, and lack of personality, etc. Now, in case you guys haven't figured that out, what they used to do on the soap operas, they would put Vaseline on the screen. I mean, not on the screen, but on the lens, so that their images would be more ethereal and almost ghostly. So, and it does look like that. It does kind of look like they are.
All of us watching at home,
Let's see. See there? It does kind of have that look. Very good observation, Legs. Thank you for that. Okay, so low carbon materials. This is Mr. Environment right here. And apparently he can talk the talk, but he never walks the walk. I think he looks better clean shaven. Now, this is very interesting. Where do we start? So, how Harry and Meghan's chief of staff quit just months into the job, and crucially, just days before the Sussex's second high-profile international tour in Colombia. I thought the story originated in People magazine, but I'm wrong. Wait, actually, I need to go back up to the top. ITV News has been told, what a joke. It would have been more honest if you had attributed that to a spokesman for the Sussexes, admitted that you hadn't spoken to Kettler, and mentioned that the story is only known at all because I revealed it on Mail Online last night. And so Chris Shipp said, I thought it originated in People magazine, but if I'm wrong, then please accept my apology. I'm like, oof. They are arguing over misinformation. They are arguing over misinformation. It's correct that Kettler left, but it is not correct that he quit. It was mutually agreed upon. So, apology accepted. We published the story at 10 p.m. People ran this story after Prince Harry and Meghan's spokesman had contacted them with an off-the-record statement. I had given the spokesman 8 hours to respond, but he didn't have the courtesy to respond. And then Chris Shipp, that's with a P, not a T. Chris Shipp with a P, not a T, says, thanks for the detail and sorry for citing the exclusive to the wrong publication. What difference does it make? Really, what difference does it make? Yes, Kettler left, but no, not for the reasons that they were insinuating in the rags. So Richard Eden, who, like a broken clock, maybe right twice a day. Um, so I don't know if it was a scoop for him or not, but if it was, then it was. But whatever the case may be, um, it was made public that Kettler left, and eventually the Sussexes or someone close to them, or however it happened, set the record straight by saying that it was mutual. The lack of mustache doesn't help. William doesn't want any pulled pork getting stuck above his lip. That kind of beard only works for Abe Lincoln. You know what? I didn't notice the top lip, but now that you mention it, there isn't much there. Not a chance that any pulled pork will go astray, as it were. Thank you so much for the super sticker, a super chat. And thank you for pointing out that very bizarre, weird beard. That very weird beard. So one of the squatties says, Royal Reporter spat over non-story about 3 months employment trial with Harry and Meghan, which by mutual agreement didn't work out. Not exactly Watergate, is it? But the struggle for juicy Sussex exclusives, and this ain't one, is real. Hello. And then she said, in addition to kiss and make up part in which a failed man Huffley reveals the Sussex's spokesperson contacted People magazine but totally blanked him. There is that. Again, the non-story is about someone leaving by mutual consent following a 3-month trial. Don't you love the Sussex Squad? Don't you love the Sussex Squad? They are going to set the record straight. And one more time, standard U.S. 3-month trial period. If this news isn't the standard horse crap you always print, isn't this the standard horse crap you always print? Importance of a 3-month trial period in employment. A 3-month trial period in employment is important for both employers and employees. It allows employers to access the capabilities of new employees or those transitioning to new job roles within the company. During this period, the employers can set clear expectations and evaluate whether the employees are a good fit for the role. So thank you to the person who posted that. It needed to be said. Not uncommon in the U.S., the United States, to have a 3-month trial period. So there you go. Nothing to see here, folks. Nothing to see here. What people are reading on YouTube: Prince Harry's Spare to Twilight by Stephanie Myers. Well, apparently there is a huge presence of people that are reviewing books on the YouTube. And it says they're celebrating the burgeoning community of literary content makers accessed under the BookTube hashtag. Parent company Google has unveiled a list highlighting the popular books featured in videos from 2012 to 2023. Dubbed BookTube's ultimate reading list through the years, it was extrapolated from the more than 636,000 videos featured with the hashtag. YouTube told The National, that combined, these garnered more than 350 million streams in 2024 alone. Wow. So if you go to the bottom there, it says, as for 2023's Spare, by British Royal Prince Harry, booktubers were on the pulse, with the memoir being the most discussed of that year. So with the booktube on the YouTube, the booktube, hashtag booktube, which I'm going to have to check that out because I didn't know that that was a thing. Spare was the most discussed book of 2023. No surprise there. It was the best selling nonfiction of all time, according to Guinness Book of Records. William's facial hair is the latest salvo in his beard war with Harry. Well, you know that William has been going after Harry's beard for some time. Publicly, we don't see it, but we know that it was mentioned in Spare. And one of the squatties was nice enough to share it. At one point, he actually ordered me, as the heir speaking to the Spare, to shave. Are you serious? I'm telling you, shave it off. For the love of God, Willie, why does this matter so much to you? Because I wasn't allowed to keep my beard. Ah, there it was. Now, that's the way Harry told it in his memoir, Spare, that Willie confronted him about his beard and even threatened him that if he were to fall asleep, I think Willie had told him, I'm trying to remember what he said exactly, something to the effect that I will get people to help me if I need, or if I need to get people to help me, you're going to shave. So whatever that meant. But William was absolutely triggered, obsessed, pressed, if you would, about Harry's beard. That is what would you call that? Narcissistic? Either way, it was the wrong way to speak to his brother. But William has been raised to believe that he is allowed, or he is expected to exert his dominance over his brother, because all things in the royal household is done by rank. And unfortunately, Harry, on more than occasions than we could imagine, has shown deference to his brother. Even when they have an interview together, it's always assumed that Willie will go first, right? Or is it mandatory that Willie will go first? It's very hard to watch those things. But I think that if you were to find a canine to represent the brothers, I believe that Harry would be represented by the Scottish Terrier. Is that what that one is? And on the right, I'm not sure exactly what that is. Maybe it's an English Willie. So Scottish Terrier versus the English Willie. I think the one on the right is the one that won the world's ugliest dog contest. You guys remember that one? The English Willie. Yeah, that's what that is. The English Willie. The royal Beckham, the royal family's David Beckham, as if the royal family's David Beckham. You know what? Let's play along. Yeah, I see it. I see it. Oh my God, I'm surprised I didn't notice that before. Oh my goodness. Is he ever hot? Let me see here. Breaking news. Admission Harry was blocked from seeing the Queen. The establishment disputed this hard the last 2 years. So the palace, if I'm to understand this right, the palace denied that Harry was blocked from seeing the Queen, right? And they made it, at least the way that the tabloids have been telling the story, they would make you believe that the Queen was so annoyed and so put off with Harry and Meghan. Oh, the Queen knew exactly who Meghan was from the start. Well, if I'm correct, because see, I didn't read the article. To be honest, I got this from Twitter. It says here William's facial hair is the latest salvo in his beard war with his brother. Now, in the article, I suspect that this is lifted from that article. The beard was a case in point. It was a ridiculous argument, but ultimately, William was right. Frankly, he shouldn't have gone and put his grandmother in the position. Um, that was why after the split, people went to great efforts to block him from seeing her because they were terrified he would whittle concessions out of her, meaning that there was a huge effort from the courtiers, most likely from the courtiers, with the orders from Willie and Chucky that Harry, under no circumstances, should be alone with the Queen. I believe that that's what this is referring to. And in this article, whoever was the source for this article has admitted that Harry had been blocked from his grandmother. See how that works out? So I'm going to try to find the article because I would like to see where the context in which this was written. But one of the squatties lifted that from the article, I believe, and it does confirm, if it is true, it confirms that he shouldn't have gone and put his grandmother in the position. That's why after the split, people went to great efforts to block him from seeing her. Like, remember when Harry said that he wanted to see his grandmother, and it seemed as though someone else was in the room with her, and her diary was full, according to one of her courtiers. Yeah, and the Queen said, "Well, they told me my diary is full all week." Yes, absolutely. Yep. So they, knowing that Harry was the Queen's favorite grandchild, and knowing that, and see, this is why I keep saying, and you guys, there were quite a few of y'all who said that the Queen didn't try to help and the Queen was just plain evil and this and that and the other. All of that could be true. But I do believe that the Queen had a very big soft spot for Harry. I believe the Queen really adored Meghan, but she did not have much fight left in her those last few years. Charles had stripped her household of her staff and put in place people that would just pretty much babysit her or guide her to the great beyond, and that she really didn't have much power left. Charles was making decisions at the end. They did not want the Queen to get close to Harry. They didn't want Harry to get close to the Queen. She could be the most evil person in the world, but toward the end of your life, you're over 90 years old, you don't have much say. Um, some member of the family or staff is going to make decisions for you. And once her staff were clear on the fact that Charles is in charge, they just ignored her. They totally ignored her. They would look to Charles before they would accept anything from her. Hmm. Well, um, I don't know. I don't know when things changed. I don't know when things changed. But it seems like there was a changeover at some point. I guess you'd have to try to figure out what staff was in place when. Mm, that's a good question. Yeah. Uh, uh, apparently, that seemed to be the fear. And of course, to contradict everything that I just said, if the Queen was so powerless, then how was it Harry and Meghan were able to go and see her while Charles and Camilla was at the Monday Day thing, right? And Willie and Kate were on vacation. Remember that? Somehow Harry and Meghan were able to go to Windsor Castle and see the Queen without apparently assuming without because if Charles or William or Camilla or Kate would have known they were going, there would have been photographers there. They would have taken photos. But as it was, they had no clue that they were going to be there. And I don't know, maybe somebody leaked the story that they would stop on the way back and they were looking for Harry and Meghan to go there after the Invictus. And instead they went before. I don't know. You guys, I'm only speculating. I don't have all the answers. But I do believe that toward the end, the Queen could not make certain decisions. At what time and how often, what occasions, I don't have an answer for that. I don't have the answer. Yeah, that's right. At some point, they got the document. Maybe there was a subordinate to the bee or the wasp or whoever. Maybe there was a subordinate to the other courtiers that the Queen could rely upon. It had to be someone close that she could rely upon. And you know what? What if it was Princess Anne? What if Princess Anne? I mean, think about it. What if Princess Anne was the one that helped? Huh? What if it was Afro Annie? I mean, think about it. Ain't nobody gonna mess with her. They can get mad as they want to, but nobody messes with. So, mm, uh, well, you guys, I'm going to wrap it up soon. I hate to change the subject so abruptly, but the Daily Mail has done it again. This is an exclusive. This is a Daily Mail exclusive. You know what that means, right? The same way the Daily Mail got an exclusive with Mary Tillman, the same way the Daily Mail got an exclusive with that Yeti, um, Thomas Markle Sr., right? That same Daily Mail went to Simone Biles' birth mother, biological mother, who is begging forgiveness and wants to end the estrangement. She wants to explain things. And this is really bad because, as you know, Simone Biles, um, she's a much stronger person than she was when they were in Japan for the Olympics. She's a much stronger person today, but still, um, her mental health can be a bit fragile sometimes. So there you go. I wouldn't even bother with the article because you all already know what it says. So avoid giving them engagement. I beg you, avoid the engagement. You already know what it says. I messed up. Could not care for those children. I'm begging forgiveness. And of course, there is the possibility that money exchanged hands for the article. Possibility. I'm going to allege that she was paid for this exclusive. I'm alleging. I don't know that to be true. That's why I say do not help them with engagement. You already know how that article reads. There's nothing new under the sun. It's the usual. I messed up. Please forgive me. If you would change just a few things, it could easily be Thomas Marco or somebody else that messed up in the past and now they want forgiveness. I hope that this is the end of it and that they're not going to keep going back and forth, dipping in the well, so to speak, because that would be a disaster. Well, Connie Balmer, they found her. You know how that goes. They found her. They you know, somehow they figured out who she was and where she was and it's their usual. I was very disappointed when I saw that, but if nothing else, they are persistent. Oh, Ivy says, don't forget Chucky and company quickly arranged to move the Queen to Balmoral to ensure she was not accessible to Harry and Meghan. Harry was concerned that she had the right people around her. Come on, Ivy. There you go. Y'all listen. Harry was concerned that she had the right people around her. Royal rats denied truth hurts. Mm-hmm. 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 Thank you. Thank you, Ivy. Lex says the article she tells Simone to reach out. That's it. Thank you, Legs. That's why I said you don't even need to bother reading the article. You already know what it says. It says everything that I just said. She messed up. She regrets, and she's hoping that they can be friends. Oh, wait. I promise you, I didn't read the article, but I'm sure some places says I'm not trying to take the place of your family, your adopted family. Blah 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 blah. I'm sure that's in there too. Well, you know what? Just pray for Simone because um y'all know how the tabloids are. Y'all know how they are. And um once they get the taste for something, they can barely let go. Why Prince Harry will not be attending funeral of his uncle. Lord Fellows, who died last month, was married to his aunt, Lady Jane, and was brother-in-law to his late mother, Princess Diana. He also worked as an advisor to Queen Elizabeth for 13 years. Okay, that's a good question. Why won't Harry be there? But I have a better question. Why won't Willie be there? You know, Willie, who missed his godfather, not an uncle that married into the family, but his godfather and fellow sovereign, right? Willie will become king. Um, his godfather was a king. Why won't Willie be at the fellow's funeral? Probably for the same reason that he didn't go to the memorial service for his godfather or the funeral for his godfather. You know that? Not only did he miss the funeral in Greece, in Athens for his godfather, he also didn't go to the memorial service. Remember, he dropped out at the last minute? But they're so concerned about what Harry is going to do, and they make no mention of the fact that Willie won't be there either. Willie can't be bothered. He's on vacation. He's on vacation trying to grow a beard, right? So why worry about what Harry's doing when you got the future king, the heir to the throne, um, missing funerals left and right? How many services, mandatory services, the whole family is required to be there? How many times did he stand up the queen? He just did not, he was a no show. The most important day on the Queen's calendar, Commonwealth Day, where's Willie? Skiing. And to close it out, look who's on the cover of Essence magazine. That's right, Kamala Harris. Purpose, power, and freedom. And with that, you guys, I am going to say good night. Thank you. God bless. And thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. It has been a pleasure. Thank you to the moderators, the Mod Squad, for keeping this a safe space. And thank you for all your input. I have to say, as usual, You all were absolutely brilliant tonight. I feel like I learn a lot. I really do. I get a chance to see things from another point of view, and it's always very helpful. Sometimes I can be researching and I'll think of something that you all said, and I'm like, yeah, you know what? That does make sense. Sometimes it could take things into a whole nother direction. All right. Good night. Love you guys. See you tomorrow.